Hey everybody, it's Evan with the Grainiac. Today we're working with beer grains. It's bottling day. So what I have here is I have my no rinse Sani rinse solution. I have everything that's going to be touching my beer today right now sanitizing. And with this stuff, it's about 10 minutes of contact before everything's sanitized. I have some cornstarch boiling upstairs, about 3.5 ounces. That's what I need for my Kolsch to hit a carbonation level that I want. So that's something that you play around with too, is the amount of sugars that you put into your beer when you bottle it is going to make it more or less carbonated. So I have my beer in here. It's been in here for 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago I put it into here from my primary fermenter to my secondary fermenter. Now normally what I'd be doing is putting it from a secondary fermenter into this, but today I'm just going to mix right into there my priming sugar, and then I can bottle. As you see, I've invested in bottles that have caps on them. Really handy. So I'm just going to be pouring the Sani solution right into these bottles. And I pretty much made sure, because it doesn't clean them, obviously, it just sanitizes them. So you put your solution in, cap them, make sure all the surfaces get wet. And then we're going to be doing that for every single one of these that we think we're going to be filling. If I'm doing 5 gallons, I hope to be doing all these bottles I have here. And then I have some growlers that I'll do those first, fill them first. Because the more I do this and the more I've been brewing beer, the less I like doing the bottling on the bottling day. So I've tended to go towards the bigger receptacles for my beer. Plus it makes me want to share them because I'm not going to bust one of these open for myself, typically. So again, you know, when you give your beers out or you get them back, make sure you rinse them before you put them away, because nothing's worse than taking out your bottles to bottle them on bottling day and seeing that it has a whole culture on the bottom of them, because then you really have to clean them out to sanitize them. But always make sure you have towels on standby, because things are going to get sticky, things are going to get wet today. And again, everything that's going to touch the beer should be sanitized. So your capper, I did grab one bottle that I'm going to run a capper on, so I can just at least show you that. Typically when you start out, well, when I did, I started with a capper and I capped all my beer 12 ounces, and it would make 48 12-ounce beers out of 5 gallons. And so this is kind of the boring part, is doing the sanitation stuff, but it needs to be done. Otherwise you're going to have some nasty, skunky, gross beer that'll be growing some things. So yeah, and these bottles are super nice because they got the caps on them, so you don't have to invest too much in other stuff. So I'll be doing this, and then when I go get my priming sugar upstairs and I mix it in, I'll show you guys that too, and hopefully get our bottling going. All right, magic of filmmaking. Went upstairs, I got my boiled cornstarch, boils for 10 minutes. The reason why we use sugars in the beer now before we bottle it is because that yeast is not active right now. It ran out of things to eat. So when we incorporate sugar into it, honey, cornstarch, table sugar, brown sugar, honey, you can use any kind of sugars, that yeast is going to reactivate, and it's going to cause carbonation, because it's obviously they're capped now. They don't have a breathing apparatus, so it's going to keep it carbonated. So if you do too much sugar, you could rupture your bottles. Too little sugar, you're going to have flat beer. So think of that when you're making your beer style, and you can play with it. That's the nice thing about home brewing. Do you like carbonated beer, really carbonated beer, or do you like it a little more flat? You can do those things. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to pour in my sugar, gently mix it in because you want it to be uniform. And I have my hematocrit that I'm going to be taking a final gravity measurement on. I have my brewing kit over here. So this is my Kolsch kit that I got. Now everything's pretty much out of there except the bottle caps. And my gravity I'm going for. We did this before, didn't we? Final gravity should be 1.01 and 1.03. When we bottled it, when we put it in the secondary fermenter with the original gravity, we were right on at like 1.045. Doesn't mean much right now, but we're right on target. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm going to take this off so we don't accidentally get any beer or alcohol in there. So this comes up. Now I'm also going to try doing something I normally haven't done. I'm going to set it on top of here when I start filling bottles. Typically I do this upstairs in my kitchen and I'm brewing beer on the floor. I didn't want you guys to see me filming the whole video on my floor of my kitchen, so we're going to try it down here. What can go wrong? Oh, that smells good. Beautiful. Why don't I grab the camera and I'll actually show you what that looks like. So, looks like a nice smooth beer right now. There's nothing floating on the top, and it actually just smells like beer right now. Uncarbonated. So, let's go ahead. We have our sanitized ladle. My fingers and everything have been sanitized. So, we're going to put this in. Try not to breathe, cough, do anything, be in a dusty environment. Because right now, anything messes with this beer, it's gonna mess with your batch. So gently stir it around. And you might have a little sludge on the bottom. And I don't want to mess that up either. And this, of course, it boiled the cornstarch, and you don't want to put it in piping hot. So it boiled for 10 minutes, and then I let it rest for about 10 minutes. So when you put it in, you're not adding temperature to your beer. So, cap it. Not very tight, just need it on. We're going to try to lift it up onto here. Seems pretty sturdy to me. You know what? If it falls, I have it on camera. Another thing I didn't show you that I've been sanitizing also is my filler. So this is what happens. Hose. Empty out the solution. Hose goes on spigot. And that's why we need this up high, because it's gravity fed and I gotta fill everything. Filler tube. Usually just press it in there and force it in. And then walk it on. So now anything that comes down here, you depress this and it opens it up so it can fill the bottle. So, and some will keep coming out but not gushing, and you'll see I'll get things plenty messy, believe you me. Move tray out of the way. So these are all filled with no rinse solution, so we got to empty them out. And again, it's no rinse solution. It can be ingested, it's perfectly safe, and that's why it's no rinse. So you just pretty much just pour them out. You're gonna have a little on the bottoms. I mean, they're gonna be wet, but again, perfectly safe to ingest. That's why that no rinse solution is really nice. And to know how much you're gonna use, I fill up like 1/4 of an ounce. They all have measuring things on the top of the no rinse solution. You just squeeze this solution to the top of the bottle. It tells you 1/4 of an ounce, 1/2 an ounce. It tells you 1/4 of an ounce is good for 1 gallon of solution. So I just did up a gallon and then divvied it out between the pan and my filler bottle. So, and I just find it easier just to dump everything out now. And I don't have to do it as I'm filling. Empty, 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 empty. Then let's see. Yeah, that's kind of the fun of it now. We're just going to be filling bottles, capping them. Caps are built in, so I don't have to snap on every one, but let's go ahead and do that one first. So open the spigot. You can see the beer flow, hopefully. You can tell it's already going to combust now. Yeah, so it's always going to kind of drip a little bit. But you're going to press it into your bottle. Once that depresses on the bottom, it fills. And you need below gravity, and it comes in pretty quick. Filling that up. You can hold it down a little lower and it'll fill even faster. Thing's pretty slick. Otherwise, just putting it right underneath the faucet and turning it on, but tried that once. That was messy too. All right, bottle full. You want to leave a little bit on the neck, give it room to breathe. So, capper. I just have one cap that's sanitized, and my capper has a magnet on the bottom. The arms, you put it right centered. Arms come in, grab the neck of the bottle, and you push down. Feel resistance, stops. There you go. Bottled beer. Looks good, huh? Don't know if you can tell the color or anything. So, that's ready to go. Now imagine doing that 48 times. For the 12 ounces, that one's a 16. So I went to 16s, bottled all those. Now I'm got a lot smarter. Went with bigger bottles that cap themselves. But now I'll fill these guys up. And this will take a while, but this is what all this work kind of built up to, is bottling day. And then we have to wait another 2 weeks before we can enjoy. So you really have to like beer and brewing your own beer and enjoying other people drinking your beer. That's what it is for me, is seeing other people drink it and knowing how much work I put into it and seeing that they enjoy it makes it all worth it. Usually I'll have a second brew going with my first brew in a fermenter because it is so long in between batches. My next batch, I think I'm going to go with something a little darker. So that's filled. If you can see inside there, this is a Kolsch. It's a pretty clear beer. It's going to be pretty light. And then you put that on and just pull it down and it seals itself. Let's go ahead and fill the hematocrit before I totally space out on that. And I always forget it's gravity fed, so I gotta have it down more. And as I fill my next beer, I'll spin this, give it a go. I think that'll be pretty much it. You guys don't want to watch me do all these bottles, I would assume. Unless you want me to, let me know in the comments. Make sure to click like and subscribe. I enjoy doing these things. I just need to know you enjoy watching these things. So, yeah, make sure to share your stuff on social media too. If you and some people want to get into beer brewing or anything I do, cutting meat, working with wood, get into some other stuff later on too, fixing things as they break. So it's okay that I haven't done that in a little while. So fill this up and then we'll check my hematocrit. All right, let's leave that up. This could be dangerous. We'll see how this works. Stay. Give that a spin. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. Like I said, things typically don't stay clean on bottling day. I haven't found a good way to do it, and things stay dry and clean yet. Obviously, putting this down would be the way to go. And I'm just dropping it and giving it a spin. By the time it settles out, hopefully not on the edge, gets stuck on the bubble, so it'll give you a bad reading. 1.0 1.0124. 1.010 to 1.013 is what we want, and we're 1.0124, so we are right on again for that. So awesome. Yeast did what it needed to do. It's great news. I'll finish bottling all these up and hopefully get to enjoy in a few weeks. These things are a little bit of a puzzle sometimes, so I'll be figuring that out too. Sometimes you have to look at how the other ones are. Oh, up. Got it. Done and done. I suspect I'll be able to fill about 8 of these in my 2 big boys, and then that'll be about 5 gallons. As you see, I'm a little more than halfway to go on that. I'm surprised these are just filling sitting on the table. That'll make life a lot easier. All right, thanks for watching. Again, like, subscribe to my videos. I like to do this stuff. I'll have to figure out a better system for doing it down here. Obviously, this is my first time, so again, I like to learn and do this stuff too. And give me some ideas for other kinds of beer you want to see me brew, or other. I have a keg if you want to see me kegging beer and adding some CO2 to it, and then you can drink it instantly. Let me know if that's the thing you want to see too. All right, guys, talk to you later.